All right,
Bro.
the end of the PA trip.
The end of the PA trip.
It
awesome.
flew by, bro. I was like,
awesome.
it went by so fast, bro. It's been awesome having you out here.
Dude, I like it. It absolutely exceeded my expectations in terms of just the actual scenery out here is just so insane. I know I keep saying it, but it's like I mean, I don't know if we're gonna upload this podcast first or if we're gonna upload some of the other podcasts, like sort of footage that we recorded while we were out in the field. That footage is just so amazing, and I'd like to edit it, so this one might go out sooner, but you guys will see either before or after, like, some of the just scenery around us was like so insane, and especially that first day being out here when we went to Jackie's property, or when we walked down to your riverfront, like right when the sun was going down. I was like, it's just mind blowing, and even still when we're driving around, I'm like, I can't believe how gorgeous it is out here. It's crazy.
Dude, not to derail us literally at the beginning by making edgy race jokes, but hearing you say the phrase "in the field," I feel like the connotations are different for like a white guy when he says it. You know what I mean? Is that where that term comes from? You hear a lot of like archaeologists say it.
No, I'm pretty sure that like "in the field" is not a race.
You see the humor in it. You see the humor in it. There's some humor in it.
I remember last night we were looking at that hacks.
Dude, I was dying. I was literally dying. The best one, I'm going to show a picture of it right here, but without context, he has made one of the funniest comics ever, and it is a toilet paper family hiding from people who want to poop.
Yeah, they're hiding in their house, and there's just like these like grotesque, savage humans trying to break the door down and come in there. And it's supposed to be some like COVID related, like
I think it's like when COVID is having
everyone wanted toilet paper.
But which is like, what is your solution, Steve? Like hand wiping?
Yeah. What did you expect? Yeah, I don't know what the actual social commentary is. It's just maybe supposed to be funny, but it's like, I
can tell you right now, no comic that man makes ever. The goal is never to be funny.
It's not.
It is
funny.
never to be funny. Dude.
Yeah, no, it's never funny. It's always supposed to be like, whoa, dude, I never looked at it that way.
Human bad.
But that comic, if you didn't have it in the context of the COVID thing, just looks like if you had released that comic in like 2017, it's just about these like ravenous shitters, like these like, humans that are so obsessed with shitting.
Oh, dude, if you had released that in 2017 or 2016, I would have retweeted it.
Oh
it's
my God,
so good. But
it's like actually absurd,
knowing the context, humor. Once you have the context, it's like, man, this guy, dude.
But there's the other one. The other reason we were laughing was because we saw. I think it was Chip or somebody retweeted his comic that was like, it's literally just side by side an image of like a little coronavirus molecule, and then we should put this one on there too so you can see it. And then the other side, it's just like this like fat pudgy dude with like a white t-shirt, and he's just like standing there, and it's that typical Steve Cut style, like horrendous looking, it's like gross, big grotesque eyes, and like the caption is so deep, or it's literally like it's like, here we see the most dangerous plague known to the world, and on the other side, coronavirus. And it's like supposed to be like humans are the biggest plague. But I showed it to Zach, and I was like, can you imagine if he had released this and he was trying to meet the diversity quota and he just made the guy a black guy instead of a white guy?
Dude, is ripe for that.
If
you guys are bored at home, like,
deserves it. I mean, I know that they did that. They did that to Ben Garrison too. He was already posting edgy shit. But
it worked.
Ramped it up. Yeah.
But him,
it actually.
It rebelled him.
Yeah, it's insane. But
which is insane. He wasn't making comics like that already based on his wife, Tina Toons.
She is unhinged,
insane.
Bro. She's off the fucking rails. Yeah. But just scrolling through Steve Cutts' Twitter, he's not active and he hasn't posted in like a year as of the date of us recording this. But like, I'm sure that he doesn't post on there because like 50% of his comments are like NPC brain people that are like, dude, Steve, you are incredible. This was like the most beautiful piece of art I've ever seen. And I'm like,
the one that was like,
it's a family of toilet paper.
Dude, the one you were reading last night that's like, this is amazing because I'm sobbing, but it's also so funny. And I'm like, there's nothing funny.
There's nothing sad. There's literally nothing.
And it's not even intelligent. It's like shit people were saying like 500 years ago.
Well, it's literally racism bad, COVID bad. Humans destroy the environment.
I wonder if we ran into Steve Cutts last week when we were driving and we saw a bumper sticker that literally just said "racism is bad." I still don't know if that was ironic or not. I still don't know.
It definitely was being serious because I think also seeing that, I was just like, God damn, people really just do not have any standard for.
To be fair, in Pennsylvania, having a bumper sticker like that is a powerful
really
statement.
Progressive.
That is a powerful statement.
I know. We have seen some wacky shit since we've been out here. I mean, luckily I'm able to roll with the punches. I'm not gonna be one.
I was gonna say you blended in with my freaky country family pretty well. They all liked you a lot, I think.
They were all really nice. Everyone was super just gracious and cool. And dude, your cousin Jake is just such a
man, bro. I'm glad he's coming with us to the airport.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. But he's on camera for some of the videos that we filmed that were kind of these like loosey goose style podcasts where we are in the field, so to speak. And
you got some Sasquatch stories.
You got some Sasquatch stories, and just he's a great storyteller. He's mad funny, and just like some of the days that we were out there fishing and shooting the shit was just like.
That's what I'm trying to tell him. Like, I want to help him like set up this camera and just record him and help him get his own YouTube going.
The videos that he was just showing us
on his Instagram,
Dick Tracker, and just stuff that he never uploaded because he's afraid of getting in trouble with the law or something.
The car video, bro.
The car video, like, dude, some of this stuff, and I was like, bro, you know that if you posted this, it would go like giga viral. This is like insane. And he's like, dude. No. He thinks all of this shit is hilarious. Like, he shows the video that he's watched 500 times at least, and he's like dying laughing.
Humping the dog. That was something.
Insane shit. So it's clearly not that. It's just that he's like, oh, I don't want, like, he's like paranoid that like the government is like watching.
There's something though about like going to a chick's house you're having sex with and she's not there. And then picking up her little corn puff of a dog, like one of those dogs that has no brain.
No brain.
It has no idea what's going on, and then just like he was dying, showing us.
Like, oh my god, yeah.
God, I loved it.
That shit is hilarious. But anyway, yeah.
Well, dude, we should. This is the Pennsylvania Roundup episode. We are doing a live challah unboxing.
Yeah.
We have some challah bread that my cousin's wife made us. That makes her my cousin too?
Yeah, I think it's like your second cousin.
Okay, so I'm curious. I haven't had challah bread back in acting camp where everyone was Jewish. I am a theater kid. I apologize to everyone. They had like special challah bread for Jewish people when it was like Is it just for Shabbat or?
It's for
any occasion.
Any of the holy.
It smells good. I'll tell you that right now. Is it supposed to smell like a donut?
It's a little sweet.
Is it?
It has some sweetness to it, yeah.
But, so I used to sneak in because the Jewish kids would always be like, yeah, they don't care if you're Jewish. Just come in and take some of the challah bread. So that's the last time I've had it. So
wow.
This review will mainly be predicated on you.
That is some loud challah bread.
Dude, if you have space...
I can smell it already.
If you have space, I'd love for you to take one because, bro, she didn't make us a challah bread. She made you dose challah bread. It's okay. I took the Coke off the mirror. She made 2 challah breads,
Zoom recorder. Wow. Oh my god.
Do they look like this? Gorgeous. Aren't they normally round?
No, that's right. I mean, there are round versions. Yeah, like a roll.
I'm so scared the cat's going to eat it. All right,
well,
you know what?
Also watch out for the microphone. Yeah, it's time to...
Emergency red dot. Emergency
he
red dot.
He stepped right on the microphone.
Did he actually?
Yeah, let me actually hit keyhole just to make sure that he doesn't fuck with it. Bink. Okay.
Well, I'll let you rip off the first piece.
All right. Damn, dude. Let me hold this.
That's like a little baby.
Wow. All right. Let me rip. I'm gonna rip off an end piece here.
Yeah, I'll have a little piecey.
Here.
Oh, and it tears apart pretty well.
It does, yeah. Oh my god, man.
All right. Dude, country hospitality. I'm telling you, in Vosh's sick communist world, there would be nothing like this. There would be nothing. Nothing.
Wow. She killed it already. I can tell by the smell. It smells so good.
That's a good bread, bro.
It's really good.
It's French toast.
Dude, it's great to make sandwiches with. It's great for French toast. It is so good for dipping in soup.
You gotta show your parents a picture and be like,
This was pretty serious. I should have taken one before we took a rip out of it, but
There's two.
Oh, there's two of them. Bro, should we talk about this track we just dropped? This is fire.
Bro, we should talk about the track we just dropped. I'm honestly like, that was so fun, and you know, it's very weird. I feel like the best content that I make, Mr. Cat, please
be reasonable.
Please come down, please. Yeah, get him down there. See the red dot, okay. I feel like a lot of the best content I make, and I think you've talked about this too, is like spur of the moment, one take, real quick.
It's true, yeah.
And we really like, I mean, we had been spitting bars the night before, but my Premiere malfunctioned. So I just reopened a new slide. We came home at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., drunk, obliterated. High as shit, and just laid it down. Frank mixed it, which was fresh as hell. Shout out Frank Jeffsey.
Frank Jeffsey did an amazing job mixing it. When we first recorded it, I was almost like, I don't even know if this is salvageable because we were blowing out the microphone, like just like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like we just had the MP3 file. I didn't have my like FL Studio. I didn't have my computer with me, so I don't actually have the FL Studio
stems or whatever. Yeah.
But we sent it to him, and he actually mixed it into like an incredibly well.
He really put his whole pussy into
track.
it.
Yeah, he really put his pussy into it, and so shout out to him. He hooked it up. But yeah, we came home and we'd been sitting on those bars for a minute. I mean, you've been trying to get me to spit those bars for a while, but it's
a long time.
But especially, and this is also why I don't know if I would ever be able to do like a career in music, is because like there's such a mental thing in it. Oh my god, this cat. There's such a mental thing in terms of just like when you're actually. There's only, I think, for vocals. Probably, I'm not a singer, but probably singers would say this too. That like, I don't know, it's like there's some days that you're feeling it and some days you're not feeling it, and if you're doing it when you're not feeling it, you can tell when you listen to it, because it sounds more dull or uninspired, or you know what I mean. And so I think when we came home and we were just the right level of drunk and like excited about the track, we just were it was just in rare form, you know what I mean. We were just like, the mood was right, and we just laid it down, and I'm so happy with how it came out. And then even the music video, I mean, we kind of went in. Oh my god, we kind of went into it with like no real idea. Basically, that we wanted to go down there and
sit in a chair.
Sit in a chair,
like the total idea.
In the very shallow water of the river next to your house, because it's just so gorgeous down there. And we went down there and just did a couple takes. And I think like, I don't know, when we first put it on there, or when we were first watching it back, I was like, wow, this looks amazing, but I don't know if it's visually stimulating enough to have just us, you know, mumbling our bars, sitting in a chair in the water, like with no cuts. So it was kind of a spur of the moment idea to give it that sort of what do you mean up there? There's nothing up here for you. Don't. There's nothing here.
You know, the Hollow review, we rated it good.
Okay, it's very good. He's definitely trying to get at the bread.
We're going to move it a little bit.
This guy. Here, go in your box. Go in your beer box.
He does love the beer box. I'm not able to get this going.
They're just so needy for attention. If you're like not paying attention to them, they just start getting so wild.
They also love.
Oh my god.
Dude, that's kind of like the picture I was taking. I'm so glad it's a live photo, but it's like you in bed this morning.
Wait, he's eating something.
It's a leaf. It's fine. You can eat leaves. I don't care. But it's like you sleeping, and then the tiger cat's head just sitting above you, and then if you hold the video, because it's a live photo, you just see the gray one fly in.
These cats, I have not had a full night's sleep since I've been out here. I love these cats to pieces, but it's their routine. Like, I don't know if they'll ever grow out of it, but I've heard
they're very rambunctious as kittens. I mean, you gotta realize these guys are only like 9-10 weeks old.
That's so
like
crazy.
They're literal babies.
So little, yeah. But they're really trying to get at that bread, dude. I wonder if they smell something on it. Hey, dude, you're gonna get it. You should move it to the kitchen.
I'm moving it to the kitchen.
Don't put it on the table.
No.
Put it up where they can't reach it. Okay. They're literally. Oh, where'd it go?
Dude, are my cats Jewish?
I think they might be. At 3 a.m., these cats will all of a sudden it turns into fucking WWE SmackDown, and they're like cage match style, and it's only on my bed. Like
It's
not
so
like it's
good,
not
dude.
even, and you know, it's not even only on my bed. It's on the top half of my bed where my head is. Like,
Which is
and they're like, and I'm not exaggerating. They are like crashing into windows, like into the blinds. You hear them running like like from room to room, and they're jumping up from the foot of my bed, running over me, chasing each other, and then ducking behind the headboard. And it's like they will not let up. Like they just don't stop.
God damn it.
literally from 3 a.m. until that was it. I basically just woke up at 3 a.m. and just
Well, this is almost a little more rare because dude, they're assholes. Usually at this time of day they're dead asleep.
They just
from
know
waking you up all
something's
night.
up. They know something's up.
They just want to hang out with us, I think, a little bit.
But I knew when we were here last night and it was like 10, 11, something like that. They were both passed out, and we were like, "Oh my god, they're so cute." But in the back of my head, I was like, they're literally conserving their energy so that
I knew, bro, when the tiger one
oh my
was
god.
sleeping right when we were getting into bed, I was like, dude, I know in like 1 hour this fan is gonna
He's
be
gonna,
like,
his eyes just go like awake, and they're just like shrieking. And then the other thing is that when they're wrestling, they always take it too far because they don't know their own strength. So one of them always gets their eyeball bitten and starts going like, and you feel like you have to like intervene. You have to like, okay, all right, break it up. And that was happening all this morning. They're so insane. What the is going on with these guys?
He smells something. He's playing around.
Anyway, what were we talking about right before the cats? I feel
Was
like
it the hollow?
Oh, we were talking about filming the music video,
Right.
and then so that's why when we came back up and we were doing the visuals, that it was kind of a spur of the moment idea to have that transparent like overlay of the different takes that we did, which I think adds a really cool effect to it. And,
yeah, it makes it look like we're on weed. It's
dude,
like psychedelic.
It's almost like, bro, I bet if you watch it on weed, it's like crazy. Viewers at home, if you've watched it on weed, what the fuck is going on, dude?
No.
They're literally gonna type out your IP address on the keyboard. You know what's weird is that, and I kind of learned this during my little IT stint before I leaned fully into the webcomics, is that especially on Twitter, it's a huge meme to like post somebody's IP address, like where they are. But you know, it's like, it's not even really how IP addresses work for the most part. Like if you're just using like a home PC, you're actually probably on an IP address that's like one of a million of the same one that they're gonna knock the camera over for sure.
We're making it work. They're playing with each other's tails.
Like I think there's like an
So
IP
what,
address
you
that's
can't-
like 198.0.0.
But people have
like,
used that
1
as
through
evidence
10.
for stuff. Is it not true?
Maybe there's a way to like you need more information than just an individual computer's IP address. Like if you check your IP address at home, it has one on there that's just a very like simple, basic, probably it has like a really normal IP address because you're on, like typically you're on a server that's owned by like what, AT&T or Comcast or whatever the fuck, and they're just leasing out IP addresses to. Oh, what the hell is going on, dude?
Dude, that is so weird to me.
I mean, I could be wrong. There's probably, I know we have a lot of viewers that are in IT, and they're gonna be like, "No, don't say it." Hey, I think that I feel like if that information was that easy to get a hold of, there would be a bigger problem of like doxing, and I think that in fact it's just that there are other methods that people take to find out people's like address.
Well, I think part of it, especially if you're a scumbag, if there's someone who like knew you from high school, I
Right.
think that's how a lot of people get doxxed because they're like, "Yo, the guy who runs the Bingus Flingus account." I'm pretty sure that's what happened to that MK Ultra Money guy.
Oh, really? Well, I know that Cat Turd got exposed also. Like they said, somebody doxed his address. I don't know if they like if it was somebody that they knew or they just Googled him and figured it out. But like, yeah, I mean, you really don't want to be posting. I know it's like all fun and games to have beef with people online, but when you really start posting shit that's like really alienating, like a lot of people, and people start to really not like you, you better double check that you don't have your information online because...
Or don't, because if you're a scumbag, I'd love for you to get doxxed.
Yeah, you know that.
Although
that's
I don't
what-
know, it's very weird because it's like some people it's like I don't care if they get doxxed, but then there's others where it's like I'd hate for someone's like innocent family members to have to deal
That's
with
the
stuff.
problem,
Bro,
yeah.
as soon as someone finds your address, even if you lived with your grandma there, they'd still with you.
Right?
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No,
And
I
then
know.
your grandma's got to deal with it.
I mean,
and
it's
like
it's just such a scummy thing to try to dox somebody like that. That's just not information that needs to be known, and it's like the same. As I was just telling you that story about like right before I came here when I was still in Florida, I like was driving. Me and my girlfriend were driving in the car and like catty corner to where we were at a red light, and then the people that were at the red light going the other direction basically we were on like kind of a back road area, so it was sort of a quiet street, but there was somebody in front parked or like stopped at the red light, and whoever was behind him, the car behind him, parked their car, and he got out and was like walking up to the other dude's window like, what, like clearly when they were driving, what we didn't see is that probably the dude in front like either violently cut the guy off or flipped him off or did something. And then as the guy was walking up to the window, the dude in front just like floored it, just like got out of there, like just went through the red light and just to get out of there. And I could see when they were driving away, because I was watching the whole thing, that it was like, it looked like a teenager, like a high school kid basically, and he was like nervously laughing with his friend as they were like driving away. I'm sure they were fucking around, and I'm sure that they deserved to get their ass kicked for whatever they did to the other guy. But I was still looking at the dude getting out of his car, and I was like, dude, stay in your fucking car. Like, you don't have to. And that's how I feel about this doxing bullshit. It's just like, keep it online, dude. Like, there's no reason.
it's fun to speculate and it's fun to have opinions and call for the death of people sometimes. But the thing, especially with social media and like cameras and shit today, is like you never see the first half of the video. Like,
right.
You don't know who was in the wrong in that situation. Like, I think about the one, I worked at a restaurant, and the type of shit, just because a woman's sexy doesn't mean you can sexually talk to her that way. You know what I mean? And we would have tons of guys come in and, can I
way too
tug
weird.
on your nose ring while we like,
God,
dude, she's there to get your drink order. What
yeah,
the
like she
talking
has
about?
to be there for a job, yeah.
And and then when we'd kick those guys out, they'd start recording and be like, "Oh, what? Just cause I'm a little guy over here, I can't eat here." You just never know with that stuff. You know what I mean?
Doesn't surprise me. Yeah,
Like, dude,
I
I
mean,
think. Do you remember the one where the woman where the Karen meme originated? She called the cops on this guy.
I
at the
was
dog
literally
park.
reading about this on last night. It's so crazy you bring that up because I forget why. I was literally, when you just go down a Wikipedia rabbit hole,
yeah.
clicking around, and I was clicking around through like, I think it's because we were reading about. Last night we were watching the Donald Trump Hillary debates, which was really interesting to rewatch and kind of funny. Also knowing what was gonna happen, like it's really interesting to rewatch it. But I think I was like reading about like Trump or some other shit that was going on, and especially during 2020, and that was also where that like the origin. I didn't realize this, but because it feels like the term Karen has been around for like a really long time, but it all cropped up in that same time, like during the BLM protests and all that, and so like, and yeah, that's where it originated. It's funny because coronavirus, the death of George Floyd, and that incident all happened, I didn't realize this, on the same weekend, basically.
Really?
Like, everything happened in, like, a 3-day period. But it's so funny that that bird watching incident, that Karen incident, kind of gets overshadowed. It's, like, clearly the leastest of the three.
Yeah.
The least of the three. But yeah, when I was reading through, like, the transcript, I mean, first of all, that woman's a bitch. Like, that, like, I still think she was in the wrong. Did she get fucked over really hard for an altercation that probably just like got out of control and there was a bad moment for her? Probably. It seems like it cost her a lot of damages for it. But yeah, I was reading through it, and the fact that the guy was like, he was bird watching, and then her dog was off the leash, and he was like, "Can you please put your dog on the leash?" And that's when it escalated because she was like, "I don't have to do shit." And that's when he brings dog treats with him because he knows that the dogs will come up to him and that owners are instinctively mistrustful of strangers, so it will make them put their dog on a leash because they feel threatened that a strange man is trying to give their dog treats. Now that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
I think that's a really fucked up way to get people to put their dog on a leash, and especially over something as pointless as bird watching. I understand if you're like really into bird watching, but it's like, come on, man, like you really want to like fuck with people and their dogs, and you had to know that was. I would also be like, yo, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know if I would have done all this other
Bro,
bullshit.
you gotta realize it. Listen, you know me. I'm the first to hate on a bitch. I love hating on women. But there is a different dynamic when you're completely alone and you're just a woman and there's a guy. Like,
There is a different
I
dynamic.
understand the maybe fear or like... I don't know. See, to me, it comes down to a man and a woman thing and less... everyone wanted to make it a race thing.
Well,
Okay.
it was. She made it a race thing because
By calling the cops?
She called the cops, and she kept saying she said to the guy first on video, "I'm gonna call the cops and tell them that there's a black man here or an African American man here who's harassing me." And then she called them and said that exact thing. She was the one that said that. She didn't say that there's a man harassing me. I'm gonna tell them that there's a black guy here harassing me. Which she did make it about race.
With the implication that it's like
that he's gonna violent or gonna hurt her or something. Dude, I still think that woman's a bitch. And anyway, like, also, if the guy really did politely ask you to put a dog on a leash, I mean, how do you respond? How did she respond to that? Was it really aggressive? Was it bad? I don't know. And then the video, she's fucking yanking that dog around by the leash too. But she just seems like it's a bad moment. It's a bad moment. But I also, it always happens with this where like when incidents like this happen, then the person, you immediately are like, okay, this guy's the good guy and this guy's the bad guy. And it's like, I still think that
both parties should die.
I think that other dude was totally, like, that's such a up thing to try to, like, and even the fact that he admits, he's like, oh, I specifically carry dog treats because a lot of owners have their dogs off of their leash in a park, even though you're not supposed to. So I do this because I like to with them. And it's like, dude, you're asking for a problem.
He also did use... This is why she thought he was going to poison it, though. He used the phrase, you're not going to like what I do
Oh, I know
to
you're
your
not going to like
dog."
what I do to your dog.
Which
yeah.
is kind of a threat.
That's threatening.
That's kind of a threat.
That's scary.
For just if you're a little old... Oh, she's not a little old. I don't even know anything about the woman, but...
And it's like, buddy, if you don't like the fact that this park has a lot of owners walking their dogs off of a leash, even though the rules say that they're supposed to have it on a leash, go to a different park. Like,
yeah.
maybe you shouldn't go around, like, prepared to antagonize
Listen,
people.
bro, get a new hobby. Bird watching?
I know.
That guy was like 30 years old. What are you bird watching for? That's like when you're
Image
80.
search.
Image bird. It might take the fun out of it a little bit. But,
well, I will say there was one time when I was walking through, actually we were on mushrooms and I was walking through Central Park with some of my friends.
Apropos, because of the outfits that you were on mushrooms.
Oh, that is apropos. Anyway, yeah, we were walking around, and while we were walking, it was actually kind of a moment of like, because you're a little bit like in a vulnerable state, but we were walking through this path, which is, if you guys haven't been to Central Park, even though it's in New York, it's surprisingly
pretty big,
wooded. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean it's like pretty dense. So like as you're in some areas, and as we were walking through, there was a part where we were walking through this like path, and there was just a really small old man. Like a really small Asian man that was like standing right there, and we were kind of chatting and walking, and then we saw him, and he was standing there, and he was just like this, like that, and we were all kind of like, because we were all on shrooms, we were like, what's going on? And we like he was like looking at something, and as we walked closer, he was standing right next to it in the tree. There was a little owl that was just like sleeping, like sitting right there in the tree, and I was like, oh my god, it's like, that was awesome. It was awesome though.
I love owls. Bro.
Owls are so cool, yeah.
Dude, these guys are
actually
falling asleep.
Finally, Jesus Christ, man. They
Dude, every time they do this, my phone goes on auto lock mode. They love sleeping on my phone, bro. I don't understand. He's just right behind your head on my phone.
Cats just love to, like, my cat, or my parents' cat rather, like, she just loves to sit on a new object. Like, if there's a foreign object that's brought into the house, it doesn't matter what it is. Like,
my
cat just
ex-wife.
needs to sit on it. Oh god.
Yeah.
What were we talking about before all this other shit?
Well, we should talk about the future of
cold cuts. Okay, I'm not sure if what we're filming right now will be a Patreon or a YouTube episode.
Me neither.
We'll probably figure
Maybe
that
both.
down the
Maybe
road.
both.
We'll find out. But Yes, we've been discussing the future of what Cold Cuts looks like, and it's all good news. But they're probably, we're talking about season.
Yeah, I don't want
two
anyone
a
to
lot.
think we're like blowing it up.
No, not at all. I think the opposite. I think like when we started this whole thing, we knew that we wanted. Okay, we started the podcast on a whim, basically. Like kind of like you were like we should start one.
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny. We were already doing the Twitter Spaces, and I was like, all right, that sounds good. I was I'm still at this point where I'm like, okay, we're making this full time. Let me put my whole pussy into it. We can be firing on all cylinders, so why not also do a podcast? But I didn't really think, maybe I don't know how you felt, but like I didn't think that it was gonna move along as quickly as it did, that we were gonna really gather like a really core audience base as quickly as we did. So now we're here, and when we had started, we then for a while we were uploading 2 podcasts a week to YouTube. I think when we first started,
yeah.
and then we set up the Patreon a couple months in because we felt like, all right, it's time to, like try to like get some bonus stuff, get some moolah, but also like offer some exclusive content because we were leaning into it more. And so we set up this format where we had a regular schedule of 2 podcasts a week. One would go on YouTube, one would go on the Patreon. And that was going to be our release cycle, and we've been doing that ever since. And I think we've been talking for a while about it, but now that we've also been together and been able to have like a more serious discussion about it, I think that we're going to change that schedule a bit. I think we're going to, because
we might come back to the old one eventually.
Yeah.
You just want to. I think the whole point of this and what you're getting at is like, we can be maximizing our time making better stuff for you guys.
100%.
Like we kind of dipped our toes into it, but we would love to do like a weekly animation.
Yeah, which
would be awesome. Dude, doing this music, I'm like, I want more time to drop music tracks.
Yeah,
like, I want to do that, and I mean, we're thinking currently, without pulling stuff away, and I don't know if this is YouTube or Patreon, but if this is a YouTube episode, I think the plan currently is maybe get rid of some YouTube posting. Not fully, if there's still like a Vosh episode or a Destiny episode or something coming down the pipes, we'd love to put at least an hour of it on the YouTube. You know what I mean? Still put stuff on the YouTube, but I think with the podcast, it kind of just makes more sense right now to give us more time without the editing and having to meet the deadline on that, is maybe just make it more of a Patreon exclusive for now. So you guys will still get the episodes you're paying for. Yeah. If this is a Patreon episode or a YouTube episode. If it's a YouTube episode and you really need the pod, join the Patreon for $5.
Yeah.
You get the podcast, you get stickers, you get trading cards, you get signed prints.
Yeah, and I still want to believe that we're kind of at like ground zero right now, that there's still a lot of room to grow, and I think it's really exciting. It's very exciting. I love having all you guys who have been watching. I mean, you guys know that. I can't say enough. Like all you guys who have been watching from the beginning, but it also feels really good to be like, somebody's like, oh, I just found your podcast and this is amazing, because it. I want to feel like there's like we have a well of content now for somebody to dive into if they just find us. But what Zach was saying, to piggyback off of it, is basically like with the music and with the animations. I mean, it has been a while since we've released an animation, and this music video is actually the first sort of structured content that we've put out probably since like the Chinchilla Taxes video, which is too long between like structured content, and it feels so much more rewarding to finish something, even though it's shorter, right? The song is only 2 minutes long, but like, how many times have we listened to it? Like 500 times now? Like
an embarrassing
amount of times. And that's how I know it's good, is that I'm not sick of it yet. But also and also the Chinchilla Taxes or the Alien animation or the Dilbert animation, like all of those I've watched like over and over again because I'm so proud of how they came out, and it's easy to show people content that's a couple minutes long that's distilled comedy, like us or our skills.
It's more fun to make than the podcast, and then I mean, talking from a business level, it kind of helps us grow more.
It does.
It helps more people see our stuff, and this is why I'm saying maybe in the future we will go back to the full-time posting on YouTube or whatnot. But for now, I think you guys would prefer the type of content we can make if we have just a little more time to make stuff.
I believe that this is the type of content that when people subscribe to Cold Cuts, that's what they want to see us doing. And I don't want to stop. That doesn't mean the podcast is going to stop. But I think if we can cut the podcast back to once a week with exceptions when we have guests and stuff like that,
we'll
I'm sure
still,
we'll do more.
If we'll still put special guest episodes on the YouTube.
Yes.
If you're a diehard, if this is a YouTube episode, you're a diehard, I need just you and Harris talking. It's going to be on the Patreon. It's still coming.
Yes,
it's the
it's
same
still
time
there.
schedule for the Patreon.
It's still there. And the other thing is that, I mean, full disclosure, you guys have no idea how much, especially recently, it feels like it has been such a pain in the ass uploading our podcasts to YouTube and, you know, wanting to get a little bit of money coming from there. And YouTube is just like, they just f us at every turn.
The way we talk makes it very hard to edit.
I know, it does.
Because you gotta be like PG-13.
But it's silly because we were watching like a video game donkey video the other day, and he was saying all kinds of and we were like, how the hell does this guy have? But I truly think, and no disrespect to Donkey, I think he's funny. It's not his fault, but I think that if you're a big creator, it's sort of like, all right, you can do whatever you want. But you can't.
To an extent, though, bro, because YMS has been going through crazy shit. Turkey problems, and it's just like, we're not making it. I think it's clear, but we're not making the podcast for money.
No.
But since it's our full-time job,
yes. What I want to clarify on that is, I'm not saying so because YouTube's not paying us, we're leaving YouTube. That's not why. What I'm saying is that we are spending so many more hours of man time trying to edit the podcast to make it YouTube appropriate, and then it's still a coin flip when it goes on there if we're even going to make money off of it.
Yeah, sometimes we have to request it and they greenlight it because it was okay.
Right.
But by the we don't get any of the
week
money
later.
from it.
Yeah, and it's like it's just silly. It feels like an extra amount of stress and also adding more pressure on our schedule. Like those are hours because we're still just two people. Those are hours. Both recording the podcast and then editing it and then exporting and uploading, all of that time could be us working on things that are structured content, which I think I think we have specific skills that make
I'd love to do
content.
like a docuseries or something. But the thing is, too, if we're focusing on other type of content like this, and we are able to grow the audience a little more, there's no reason, based on the Spirit Airline pricing, that we can't link up more.
That's true.
And make more of this type of stuff. Because I think the stuff, we really just made the music video so far that you guys have seen. But I think we have a few pieces coming down the line of stuff we made on this trip that I think you guys are going to be blown away with.
Yeah, we filmed so much good stuff. I mean, I think especially coming back and now having a better idea of like what everything, like the layout, where everything is. I think we can come up with some really ideas for more content. But
what equipment we need.
The equipment, yeah. But I think we made good use of the time while we were out here, and it just makes me feel, and I think that's also because I do always get that, not even just with Cold Cuts, but with like Beetle Moses shit. I always feel like it's a frustrating cycle of feeling like I'm working very hard, but
it's over and we're so back.
Yeah, it's Jover and we're so back, but it's like I feel like I'm working very hard, but I have this lingering feeling that I'm not actually allocating my time in the right places, in the things that are actually going to help move us forward. And I think that the 2 podcast a week structure we could definitely return to in the future. But I
honestly see us returning to it in the future.
Sure.
Like, a lot of these guys, we're still. I know to you guys, you think we love Beetle and Yola, but we're still like baby creators. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of like Turkey Tom. When Turkey Tom told me how much he spends on editing and script writing in a month, it's like 3 times the amount of money we're even making.
I know,
which is like, and obviously too, you could say, well, hire an editor. I wouldn't want to pay an editor cheaply. Editing is a hard job. I want to be able to offer someone like an actual fair, like livable wage, and we're not quite there yet. But it's coming. It's coming.
It's
and if
coming.
it doesn't come, you can clip this and post it on my Twitter and make fun of me.
Yeah,
when I'm living in a hole.
It's coming. It's just like, I think, and these are the. I mean, we're still having fun, right? So I don't want to make it sound like, well, boo.
No, yeah, I hate those creative things.
Yeah,
no,
it's not like that
it's
at all.
not
like that at all. I just think that we need to switch it up. We need to switch up the formula a little bit.
And it's not even switching it up. It's more like a remix. Because like I said, you're still getting your episodes on Patreon. And we're still going to probably post, at minimum, I'm guessing once, maybe twice a month on the YouTube of episodes. We're going to post more stuff. We'd like to make the Cold Cuts YouTube more like animations, songs.
But even I think like we could have, I mean, we can do more. I love doing these Let's Plays with Vosh. And it's funny because we're going into it where we're like, it'll be half a podcast, half Let's Play. But it's like, no, I think we could just film actual Let's Plays. And, and like get them edited and funny and like put that all together. Like that also is just like, that's like good content and it's still structured. And I think it's fun. And I think the podcast is fun, but it's a little too loosey-goosey and I just don't think it's a great use of our talent. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think we could just be dialing back on the podcast for a period of time, putting some of those manpower hours into all the things that we talked about.
And I just want to say I'm excited. I hope no one gets the idea that we're like taking a break or that like we're cutting back on content. I'm excited for the future of Cold Cuts.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to share too many ideas. I don't want to share any of the ideas we've been talking about until we make them. But,
sure.
Just some. I will say, there could be some longer form animations in the future, which I think would be very cool. A lot of our shorter stuff, it's just the point of it's to be silly, which is good. I love silly animations, but I think something a little more like meaty, might be coming down the line. That might be something we're working on.
I think there's just so much that I still want to make and create, and I think the animation things. Every time we release an animation, they get a great response, but it's just something that we just don't like dip into a lot because it's time consuming, but I wouldn't mind using that time if I didn't feel like we were stretched so thin. So very, very exciting. I think this is going to be just win for everybody because like the more quality content that we put out there, the bigger our audience will get and then the more resources we'll have to just make more content. Like the work will beget work, but right now I think we've just been lulled into our current schedule. When you get into a routine that you're just so accustomed to that you...
And then you put 80 pounds on?
Yeah, you put 80 pounds on.
I know, baby. I know.
Oh my god, look at this.
Dude, Mr. Mangenius.
He is seriously Dan Bongenius. Look at this guy.
We might even have a Dan Bongino episode.
I think that might happen, bro. They're so cute, but I also am like, why can you not sleep like this when it's 4 o'clock in the morning? Why are they such live wires at that time of day?
So funny. The best was because like I'd wake up intermittently and one of them would like be snuggling me and then I'd roll over so he'd leave and they would just go straight to your bed and just start breakdancing.
Like they were going insane, and I was like, it's hard to not feel targeted by this because like they kept going to my bed and I was like, dude, enough already. Like I don't know if
they must already. Either really like you or just be interested in like a new person.
I think that's really it. But also like then finally the weirdest part was that then my alarm went off and it was like time to wake up and they completely switched modes. Like as soon as they saw that I was actually like awake, that's what the pictures that you took is actually they both sat right up on my neck and just like went to sleep on me, like right here. And I was like, okay, well, I was like, that's really cute, but like, you guys literally just kept me awake for 3 hours before.
I don't know what it is about it, but like, I just sleep. I can't. They don't wake me up. Like they could break dance on my head, and I'd just be like,
I do not understand that. Like, I am like, it is impossible to sleep through what they're doing because it's literally like two tiny men running around on your bed and like punching windows and like. I'm like,
the window thing is so funny, and I can't even. I wish I was awake when the one night you tried to close the door, Because I've done that too, bro. They will ram their little heads into the door for hours, and like not even hours. Usually they usually break back in 5 minutes tops.
Dude, oh yeah, no. I mean, the thing is that it's not really a door. It's like a little
sliding.
It's like a
door.
little sliding plastic thing that doesn't really close
it's
all the way.
It's supposed to have like magnets, I think, but I think when the guy sold me the house, it was like
it doesn't quite close.
Yeah,
so...
it was a little boosted.
Oh my god, man! Look at this dude. Is this one sleeping too? He's right behind me.
Yeah, let's take a little nippy nap.
Oh my god. Anyway,
was there anything else to talk about Pennsylvania before we depart? I gotta get you to the airport.
I know we gotta leave soon, but I don't know. I just had a great time. This is really.
I'm excited
really
for part 2. This feels like it was like a an intro. This trip. This was like an intro. Now that you've been here, I feel like we're gonna be able to actually produce way cooler stuff. Now that we know what options we have available here.
Yeah.
And I should try to make it out to Florida.
I think you should absolutely. You should make it out to Florida, and then I think, I think it helped just kind of like, I mean, I wouldn't say that we were kind of like feeling a little burnt out on cold cuts, but it did feel a little bit like we were kind of like, all right, what's the next move? And I think this trip really like jump started it. It gave us a nice little like boost of ideas. I feel like things are flowing. I needed a vacation like really bad, so it just felt really good to take like a full week off. No computer, no iPad, barely any internet, and just like fishing and drinking. I think I actually needed that.
I have not drank this much in so long. The fact none of us got hangovers is insane.
Insane. I mean, like, yeah, no, we were just drinking. I never drink. Like, I seriously, like, when I'm in Florida, I maybe will pour myself something like once every week or so, maybe once every 2 weeks. I'll like pour myself a little drink. But like when we were out here, we were drinking every single night. So I feel like I've got a nice, perfect like water weight around like my waist now of like just the booze. And I'm excited to get back into my routine a bit because like, and it also seems to have coincided. I don't know what happened, but I was also, when I was leaving to come out here, I had been for like 2 weeks in this Instagram jail thing, and I literally just woke up this morning, and it appears that they have lifted the restrictions on my account.
You broke his ear.
It's gone.
His ear's busted.
No. So now I'm feeling like, okay, this was a nice little reset.
On that, by the way.
I fucking guess so. You know what it really was? I think I posted the Funko Pop Ted Kaczynski on June 10th, and it was automatically flagged
Isn't
and
that a
taken
holiday?
down. Juneteenth is a holiday.
What day is 19th?
19th, June 19th. Yeah. Anyway, anyway, so I think June 10th I posted that that Funko Pop thing. It got taken down immediately. For some reason, my account was still fine, and then all of a sudden they decided later on, like, no, you're flagged, you can't do this shit. And today is September 10th, which would mark, I believe, the 90-day period since I posted that comic. So I don't even think it's because Instagram heard my pleas or cries for help. I think I just hit the 90 days, and you're like, okay, you're good now. You're 90 days after posting it, and now I'm, like, out of it.
Fine. Yeah.
Stupid.
It's so silly.
But anyway, it'll feel nice to now, I'm like, because I was also feeling a little bit just like demotivated about the comics a little bit leaving, because it's like, all right, well, I only post to Instagram and Twitter sucks, and Instagram sucks. So now, like, I was just
Blue
feeling
Sky
like
sucks,
Blue Sky rocks, man. Blue Sky is whack. It's all whack, and it's like, I think like the social media thing I was getting and with this YouTube bullshit. I don't gotta tell you guys. I know it's like not really interesting to listen to like creators bitch and moan about social media. It's like how many different fucking times can you hear it? But it's like it really does fucking suck how every social media platform that we use is broken, run by robots.
Dude, you guys are the only reason we're making stuff. Like,
seriously,
the support on the Patreon is so helpful.
Seriously.
It is so insane. Like, you're putting feet in our mouth.
Oh, dude, I know.
Food in our mouth.
I'm one of these people that thrives on reassurance from like the audience. You know what I mean? So like, even though I do make stuff for myself, I want to be making content that it like our audience really
Yeah, it
likes.
helps when people enjoy the content.
It feels really good. So like that, I mean, that's kind of why I just feel like, you know what I think the way that we say fuck you to the social media thing is just by making better content that we're going to be more proud of and that you guys are going to like even more. Even though I know
it's just better content.
It's better content.
Not that the
I know you guys love the podcast.
Better.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But it's still happening on the Patreon.
Yeah, and I love recording the podcast, which is why it's not going anywhere. It's just I think our eyes were a little bigger than our stomach, like when we started the.
Well, I think too,
it did help us grow pretty fast.
It helped us grow, but our whole thing was, if we make a Patreon, we want to make it worthwhile, and we just made it too worthwhile. You know what I mean? Like the amount of stuff you get, and this sounds like a sales pitch, but the amount of stuff you get on the Patreon
so much shit.
Is insane. Like I'm not even kidding. No other Patreon gives you that type of stuff. Like I was looking at one earlier today that does stickers from one of these like Stone Toss clone accounts, and they give you Patreon. Patreon produces the stickers, and you get one a year for like a $10 tier, and it's like you literally get like perfectly printed. Like the people who make our stickers work for Disney. Like there's some sort of crust on the back of that one. I don't know. Oh,
the stickers are immaculate.
But the stickers are immaculate except for the crust.
I think the stickers are great. The content is great. I'm really happy with it.
But everything you get is like it's so much, and I think that part of the reason we did the 2 podcasts a week is because we wanted it to feel like you're getting a huge chunk. But
yeah.
You still are though on the Patreon. You technically still are on the Patreon, but
we just needed to make some halftime adjustments. That's where we're at right now. I feel like we had a really good run in the beginning there. I think
Andrew Wiggins,
bars, and then I think we kind of just like, I think, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I think our interest in the podcast has started to wane a little bit, like. And it's only because we're doing them too frequently.
Yeah, and it's not even that the interest is starting to wane. It's more like, I wish I was making something
else.
Pouring all this time, because I have to literally go through right after you record yourself talking for 2 hours. I'm gonna tell you right now, the worst thing in the world is having to listen to
yourself talk.
And I had to go through every episode and cut out every curse word so it was YouTube viable.
I know, I get it.
It's just
and that's what's funny, and there's the rub where it's like, and it's what I was talking about, is that like we've listened to this song and I've watched Chinchilla Taxes 50 gafillion times and I never get sick of it. But the podcast is like we're making it, but I don't think we're putting our whole pussies into it.
No, and you're also it sucks having to edit yourself because some of the humor gets lost. Some stuff's funnier when there's a curse word.
Yeah, I hate having a censor.
But to put this whole yammering discussion to bed, big things are coming.
Big things coming.
With a little bit more time, I'm very excited for you guys to see what we're going to be putting out.
Absolutely.
I'd love to, dude, after this track, I'd love to get an album going.
I think we could easily at least put out an EP. I mean, we have enough beats and
we might have to get you a better mic when you're not here.
I know, that mic kind of stuff. But I don't know, if we keep using Frank...
Could you record with that? With an XLR mic?
Yeah.
You should get an XLR.
I should get an XLR, yeah. That'd actually be that's a good idea.
Maybe I'll give you the one I have. You can take it back with you.
It's actually a good idea, yeah. Dude, can I just say, I don't want to fuck with the audio, but we have been using this Zoom audio, this like H4n Pro for everything that we've been recording out here, and it has been so good to me. I like got it kind of on a whim because I was like, we're really going to need something to record in the field because I knew we were going to be recording things outside. And I remember using some of these from like college or even like if I had like a little sort of like production assistant gig, in New York or something. That's typically what's being used when you're like plugged into like a boom microphone, like a long one. And I remember how like powerful it is, but also that it has those 2 intersecting mics at the top. So it's like, let me get this, like, maybe it'll just be helpful to have it out there. Dude, I mean, when we're listening back to things over the headphones, it's like... It's nuts. It's like... It's honestly It's nuts. Like hearing in 3D. Like, it sounds like you're there. And, like, especially being out when we're fishing in the woods and stuff like that, like, being able to hear the bugs and the birds and, like, geese honking overhead and, like... it's crazy. Like, you hear every little thing. So that thing is just coming so fucking clutch.
Cold Cuts recommendation.
Very excited. Yeah, the podcast that you're listening to right now is also being recorded on there. So you probably will be getting some
I farted
Ruined.
20 minutes ago, and I'm so curious if it's gonna pop up. I was gonna
I
say,
didn't even notice
what'd you
that.
say? Well, it wasn't loud enough. I was gonna
Oh.
hit you with the what did you say, but
You
there's a great
definitely-
joke for if your chick farts, go.
What'd you say?
What'd you say?
That's good. Or even if
They'll
you
love it.
fart, and you look at your chick and just say, "What'd you say?"
What'd you say? Yeah, that's a good one.
That claw needs a trim, bro.
Bro, that's his coke claw.
Dude, that thing is like it's like a perfect needle at the end. Where's the little trimmy thing? I'll trim it right now. While he's subdued.
Leave it. He likes it. He likes it.
No, that's why he's destructive.
He likes it. He likes it.
Oh my god.
Bro, I'm not getting my cats declawed for you, bro.
No, they're not declawed.
You're begging me to
I'm
declaw
not-
them.
I'm anti-declaw, but you gotta trim them things.
Doesn't it sound like a baby type rapper?
declaw?
Declaw.
You gotta trim your cat's nails because they can hurt themselves and others, and also you gotta start them young because if you do it when they're too old, they freak out. But if you start doing it when they're babies, then they're used to it, and then it doesn't matter.
Here.
No, I'm not using that.
Oh, okay. That'd be cool.
Anyway, any closing remarks on this one? What do you think?
It's been awesome having you here.
It's been great.
Yeah, I hope you had a good time, and yeah, I hope you're out here again soon, bro. And I'm honestly so excited to make some fresh stuff with
fresh
you, bro.
content. Yeah, dude, I am so hyped.
Take a pic of that.
I had to
kitty.
take a little pic. Wait, let me see if I can catch him slipping. You know how you do that?
Cold Cuts Forever. We love you guys. If this is a YouTube episode, join the Patreon. If this is a Patreon episode, keep doing what you do, and you guys rock. We love you. He looks like he was stung by a bee, dude.
I love the trick is that when you take because there's two modes to take a photo. When you take it with the 0.5, it makes a really wide lens.
See, I don't have
And
that.
then you get in
you have
really
Mr.
close.
You have Mr. Cool Camera. He looks like he was stung by a bee, dude.
Or this is the other way you catch him slipping. Wait. It's moving. Wait, I'm sorry. Okay. Little trick at home. If your cat is ever like standing or looking at you on the counter, put your iPhone in selfie mode. Let me see if I can do it to him. Put your iPhone in selfie mode and just slide it right under their little chin. Wait, I can't get him. He's lying down. Oh. I wonder if you'll be able to hear him purring on the thing. Alright, guys. We love you. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. I got a flight to catch.
God bless.
God bless. Cold Cuts. Bye-bye. Did you hear the one about Lizzo?
She's fat.
Oh. No way.
What?
It's not on.
What do you mean it's not on? Bro, are you for real?
How long has it been off?
What? Dude, no way. How long did we record for?
An hour? An hour.